So basically from among the estimated 5 million refugees within 4 countries hosting refugees in the MENA region, which are Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, and Iraq, there are about 600,000 who are young people ages 18 to 24. And from these, the enrollment rates range between 1% in Kurdistan of Iraq and up to 5% in Lebanon. So enrollment is very low compared to the number of young people who are within the age group of university students. This is very interesting when you zoom into specific countries like Lebanon, and you notice that this enrollment is going down in the time when scholarships targeting refugees to go to universities is actually going up. There are a number of challenges, some that are political, legislative, and others that are financial and social. Within the scope of the 4 host countries mentioned in terms of Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, and Iraq, the number one obstacle has been the issue of residency. Residency emerges as an issue that keeps students from going to universities. First, because when they are trying to get an equivalency of their baccalaureate or a grade 12 degree or certificate, many countries require residency. Many of the universities also make it a requirement for admission to have a valid residency. Not only that, but also if you have already obtained an equivalency of your baccalaureate or the grade 12 certificate, and you have obtained admission from a local university and you have a scholarship, not having a valid residency presents a threat when one is commuting to and from a university. Like, for example, in remote areas in Lebanon, like the Bekaa, and in Tripoli, many students we have interviewed expressed concern that they may be stopped at some checkpoints to check their residency and its validity. Another challenge that is also a major issue is the issue of finances. And we know that there has been a great increase in the number of scholarships offered. However, the issue of finances comes into play when these students have to make a choice whether to go to university and take the tuition fees that the scholarship covers and even pocket money, or they have to give all of that up to go and work so that they can help their families sustain themselves, because many of those kids are actually breadwinners for their families. And then finally, the issue of academic requirements and academic documents that they need to present both to the ministries and the universities is also a challenge for them. Many of them do not have these documents accessible, and they would need to get them stamped or authenticated from Syria. And so this presents a challenge for them to obtain these documents. One thing that is very important and has been missing so far is the introduction or development of new policies and laws in order to address the needs of these students. These students are not regular tertiary education students. They come with a package, and their package is that of the identity of a refugee. So most of the countries in the region that are hosting these refugees are treating these students as regular international students, and they're not. And so it is very important for the countries hosting these refugees to develop innovative policies that can cater for their needs, whether it be related to finances or to residency or even to work later on after they graduate from universities. Another issue that can be addressed by countries or governments is the issue of recognition of degrees and certificates and qualifications. UNESCO has developed a convention which addresses the issue of recognition of degrees and certificates. However, most of the Arab countries have not ratified this convention. Now UNESCO is in the process of developing a new convention that addresses this particular issue, and hopefully we can facilitate the issue of transferring and students and the recognition of their certificates, qualifications, and credentials with such a convention that Arab countries can ratify. Another issue that we can address is the issue of labor. Providing these students with opportunities to work after they have graduated is very important. We understand that there is high unemployment rates in most of these host countries. Governments are struggling in finding jobs for their own youth, but these young people are here for some time in these countries, host countries, and the benefit of integrating them into the economic system in the country does have a lot of benefits for the general socioeconomic situation in the country. And so we believe that also innovating in terms of labor laws and integrating these young people into the system of work in the country is very important. This is a great opportunity for universities to actually use the fact that they need to cater to a new kind of students in order to innovate themselves and build their capacity in order to address the needs of the labor market now and the needs of the youth of the host country themselves. So, for example, we need to move from the traditional inverted pyramid that the universities look like, offering only undergraduate and graduate studies, to something that looks like more of a university that can offer citizenship skills or continuing education opportunities, and in modes that are beyond the on-campus only. We should be considering issues such as blended learning or online learning, and thus there is a need for governments to encourage institutions to move in that way and help institutions by providing recognition for such innovative programs.